Hello, everyone. This is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and I'm going to comment on an editorial I read recently. And I'm not going to read you the editorial. I'm going to link to it below. And the title of the editorial was "Why Uber May Never Change," or something along that line. Why Uber may never change as a culture. See what happens. I don't have the notes in front of me. I'm so scatterbrained sometimes. But the gist of the article is this: while Uber faces controversy after controversy after controversy, they're unlikely to change because, like electricity and water, they have become somewhat of a basic necessity. What do I mean, or what does a writer mean? Well, here's what they mean. Like, basically, if you go to, say, Stater Brothers and you don't like their service, you could go to Albertsons or Ralph's or Vons or Pavilions or Safeway. You have plenty of supermarket choices. But if you're mad at your electric company, you just can't say, I'm not going to get electricity. You got to pay them money. Even if you have things like cable TV, even though I have not had cable TV for years, some people can't live without it. And with so fewer and fewer cable options out there, if DirecTV ticks you off, you can go to Comcast. I guess Time Warner's their own thing, but there's really not a lot you could do. And that's kind of the gist with Uber. Right now, Uber's in a lot of hot water because of the Susan Fowler controversy or scandal. And even though Uber's trying to get ahead of the controversy, like the delete Uber movement, it's doing some damage. Like, people don't like Uber and they're starting to comment like they are going to stop using Uber. But the author argues, and I'm kind of inclined to agree with him, this isn't going to really do much because Uber has kind of gotten to that point where they feel a basic necessity. You need to get to work, you call an Uber. If you drink too much and you don't want to drive home because you don't want to accidentally get yourself or worse, someone else killed. And I definitely encourage people, even if it's surging 10 times, pay the surge. It's not worth driving drunk and killing someone. Then you call Uber. And Uber has become a kind of like almost like Google, a basic necessity. It's even kind of become a verb. Now, some people might point out that yes, Lyft is out there, but Lyft isn't that much different from Uber. So, and really, Uber's still so much bigger that, yeah, people are just going to use it. And there's really not a whole lot of reason to not use it, even if you don't like their company. Now, the one thing I will say about this article, or what I'll add to it, is that I do believe this is true now. I don't necessarily think it could be true in a year or two, because not only has Lyft gained considerable amount of ground and they're expanding, but this new company Tried is coming out and they promise no surge. Now, granted, they pay more money up front, and when they launch this area, my strategy is actually going to be to do Tried during the afternoon hours where surge is very much likely not going to be taking place, and do Uber at a time when surge would take place. But Tried is a company that has been making a lot of headway because people will pay more money if they are guaranteed that there's going to be no surge. And drivers will probably drive for Tried because they want to get paid more money during those slow periods. Also, Juno. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Juno, honestly. It seems like they should have expanded somewhere at this point, but they haven't. I don't know. But if they ever do expand, that's another option right there. And if these two company and then General Motors, I mean, well, General Motors, never mind. They've invested in Lyft. But there's talk that Ford might be getting into the ride sharing business. They might do it with autonomous vehicles. We'll see. Again, I'm skeptical of those things actually functioning the way they're supposed to. I could be wrong, though. I keep reading article after article. I guess they're just around the corner. I mean, of course, those drones that were supposed to be delivering the Amazon packages, those were right around the corner. Never actually showed up, but whatever. And so with this article, I can say that at the moment, Uber does not have a lot of incentive to change. Even with the bad publicity, I don't anticipate them changing. But once they have competition, that's when they might not be able to really afford to ignore the controversy. That's when they're going to have to start treating their employees better. That's when they're going to have to start actually making some real hard changes. But at the moment, I kind of agree with this article. Uber has gotten themselves to be a basic necessity. And so it doesn't really matter what people say, Uber's unlikely to be hurt by the bottom line. I wish I had better news for you, but that's how it is. So anyway, what do you folks think? Do you think, and I know some of you honestly think that the ride's over, they're not going to survive. With all due respect, I'm not looking for those comments. Let's play pretend for a little while. Pretend that they are going to survive. Do you think that they can necessarily afford to just not change forever, or do you think that's going to come back to bite them at some point? I don't know. Let's just have fun and pretend at the very least. Because pretend's fun. We always like to play games, so let's play a game. And play the game by commenting below. And you can like, favorite, share, subscribe for extra experience points. But as always, flame responsibly because we're all teammates in this.